Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. And when the Lilo and Stitch movie, like live action, was announced, I don't remember hearing like a fair amount backlash. I don't really remember hearing like that much love for Lilo and Stitch or excitement for a little Lilo and Stitch live action. Some of it will be in like where I'm at too, where we're kind of like tired of Disney like rehashing all their classics into live action. Um and even though like there's a few that I have enjoyed, like The Jungle Book, and even though it's not like amongst my favorite, but I did find myself enjoying some parts, like a lot of the live action Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. So I do acknowledge I have enjoyed myself with some of these live actions, but I don't believe that all of the live actions should be made into animation. Like for example, let's say Pinocchio. The '96 Pinocchio live action was great. I love that. The 2022 Pinocchio, or did it come out earlier this year? 2022/2023, the one with Tom Hanks in it was eh. Even though I will say that I did enjoy how much Pinocchio looked or resembled to the cartoon, so that has to be like one of the like the few positives I'll give the Tom Hanks Pinocchio movie. So I did like how like most that Pinocchio looked like the animated Pinocchio. Um, but yeah, not every classic needs to be turned into live action, and I'm very hesitant of Lilo and Stitch being one of them being turned into live action. So let's give this a read, shall we? A deadline reveals that Disney live action Lilo and Stitch remake that casts Courtney B. Vance as Cobra Bubbles, the social worker who is anything but bubbly, was voiced by Fabian Rhymes in the original movie and is a fan favorite character. When Jolene Purdy was cast as a new social worker character, Mrs. Kikoa, the other day, the internet was set ablaze with anger from fans. I still don't have much hope for this movie. We all know it's just Disney's greed on display, and Lilo and Stitch story and cast would be particularly problematic to translate into live action. Not all of these things are meant for the live action medium, and that's why they weren't made that way. Anyway, though, I'm glad they're including Cobra in the movie. He's one of my favorite characters in the film. Hoping to ground a story filled with otherworldly elements. As a social worker tasked with watching over Lilo, he poses a threat to Nani's guardianship over her sister. But what interests me is that he isn't a bad guy and doesn't want to split up this family. He wants to help, but he has to do his job, and Nani struggles to meet his demands. Much like the Moana movie they recently announced. I wish they would make a different movie set in Hawaii rather than remaking a cult classic. And the thing is, Moana was made in like 2016, or was released in 2016. So like, it's not even a full decade yet. It's like I feel like they like movies should be remade if it's like 10 years old or like 20 years old max at the minimum. But that's just me. But that will require creativity and actual work. For Westworth, Vince is a good actor, and I think he'll be good in the role, at least as much as he can be in a Disney remake. I'm not like I'm not a huge like fan of, like I said, of Disney remaking all their classics into live action because that's a very lazy move. Um, just in case if there's audio issues, I pretty much just said that I felt like Disney remaking all their classics is a very lazy move because what was unique about like the eight like since Snow White to like the early 2000s and some late 2000s and on, is that Disney made some original um movies like The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Pinocchio, Snow White, um, Cinderella, um, those were good movies, right? Moana was a good movie. I'll praise Moana up and down, even though my sister got on my nerves with the soundtrack when that movie came out. But Moana was a good movie. I have no desire of like unless it is like requested by you guys for me to see it. I have no intention of really like going out my way, going to the movie theaters and watching the live action Moana. I will eventually see it, sure, but like unless it was like requested for me to bring my ass to the movie theaters to see it, I'm gonna waiting for a while. Like Lilo and Stitch, the Aristocats, Moana. I think it's better just leaving it in animation. Lion King is a good example of that, and I feel like at least so. I guess I'm saying that with the first thing that we got in 2019. I feel like if we had like more expressions on the characters' faces, then I would be less critical of the movie. Less. I'm still gonna be critical of the movie because they like the remake of The Lion King in 2019 isn't as good as like the 1993 film. I think The Lion King came out in 1993, 1994, right? Right? So it was close. June 24th, 1994. So, like I said, like there was a time when like these like making remakes were not as common. Like sure we got like a Black Cinderella. Um that's not my exact favorite, but I don't mind watching it because like it's still a remake that's better than today. Like most of today's remakes. I will watch the 1996 Pinocchio movie again before having to watch the 20 like last year's version of Pinocchio because the 1996 remake is better than the last year's model. But still, like I said, not everything needs to be made into live action. I seriously, I think Disney is like wasting their talents and money by remaking all of their classics into live action. It's a waste. It's a waste of their time. It's a waste of our time. Like, sure, some movies I wouldn't mind getting remade, like Snow White, as long as like they can't stay true to the character. I don't mind them making a Snow White movie. Like maybe like some of the movies that were out like came out in the Walt Disney era of Disney, sure, for a more modern audience, so kids today can be more invested. Because like, sure, but not the more current stuff, and not every class like Disney classic needs to be made into live action. And I think Disney's just being trigger happy about their live action projects, but that's just me. What do you beautiful people think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Talk to you fellow mints later.